Dave's disappearing dog trick. So, last weekend my brother Dave decided to spice up our usual family barbecue by showing off his latest online purchase, a so-called magic wand. He strutted into the backyard, brandishing it like some kind of discount Harry Potter. The rest of the family was mildly intrigued, though mostly because Dave's track record with online shopping included such gems as a genuine samurai sword that turned out to be a plastic letter opener and a vintage record player that only played The Sound of Disappointment. Still, we gathered around, partly out of curiosity and partly to see what kind of nonsense would unfold this time. Dave, ever the showman, began waving the wand around with the flair of a magician who skipped rehearsal. Our dog, Max, was the first to become the subject of his magical experiment. Max, a Labrador with more enthusiasm than sense, watched Dave with his head tilted, perhaps wondering if the wand was a new kind of stick. With a dramatic flourish, Dave declared, "Abracadabra," and pointed the wand at Max. Just like that, Max bolted towards the fence and disappeared from view. The family gasped, half impressed and half concerned, as Dave stood there with a self-satisfied grin, convinced he'd performed a trick worthy of a Vegas stage. The next few minutes were a flurry of chaotic searching and shouting, with the family fanning out across the yard and eventually spilling into the neighbor's garden. Dave was starting to sweat, his earlier bravado replaced with the kind of nervousness you only see in someone who realizes they might have to explain to the neighbors why their dog is now in witness protection. Finally, we found Max, happily digging a hole under the fence, tail wagging in triumph. Dave's face fell as the reality of his magic trick dawned on him. As we all gathered around the fence, laughing and shaking our heads at the ridiculousness of it all, Dave shrugged and said, "Well, I guess the magic was in the digging." And just like that, the legend of Dave's disappearing dog trick was born, a tale of wonder, hilarity, and one dog's determination to prove that sometimes, the real magic is just knowing how to dig yourself out of a situation.